I'm sure that if your life is already busy, you don't want to make it busier by having to write a book. But today I'm going to talk about writing a book on a busy schedule, and more importantly, we're going to discuss how to outline a book so it really expedites the process. Stay tuned. Yeah, I'm Dale L. Roberts, a best-selling author as well as a self-publishing advocate who wants to show you how to publish books that sell. And if you want that too, of course, make sure you subscribe to this channel and join me on Twitch every Monday at 12 p.m. Also, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to me at twitch.tv/self-publish and get a few extra freebies. Stick around to the very end because I'm going to show you how to produce stellar content even if you are too busy. And I'm going to say even this, even if you lack the knowledge when it comes to writing the content, I'm going to show you just how simple this is. This is the second part of the How to Self-Publish a Book series, exclusively sponsored by Fiverr. Big thank you to the folks over at Fiverr. You want more details, make sure that you visit dalelinks.com/Fiverr so you can get started today. So if you didn't watch the first part of this series, I recommend that you go back. There's a link inside the description down below. First of all, why should you outline a book anyway? This is the best way to maximize the most out of your time, and one of the safest ways to keep the train on the tracks, because oftentimes I know that there's a lot of people out there that want to just kind of write by the seat of their pants and just go like crazy, but the problem is that train can really run off the rails, and before you know it, you've been working on this epic novel for the last 10 years and have nothing to show for it. Don't get me wrong, it's okay to deviate, but outlines are one of the best ways that you can kind of know exactly the direction that you're going in and continue to push forward. So there's 5 steps to outlining your content. Number 1, brain dump. All right, take all of your ideas about your specific book, and I want you to just jot it down, whether it's on a journal of some sort or you're doing it on a Microsoft Word document. Either way, you're going to just get as much stuff as you possibly put on there. Think about everything that's going to be in this book. You don't need to put out full sentences. It can be some good bullet points. Number 2, prioritize. All right, so now we got to kind of figure out, okay, what is our book and what isn't our book? And we're gonna go ahead and start to figure out, okay, this is more important than this, and this is more important than this. Does this have any kind of relevance to this? Then let's go ahead and pull this one out, and let's add this one in. Number 3, organize. Now you gotta kind of organize it in a very sensible order. You're gonna wanna put everything to where it seems right. It's going to be a logical flow. Think about it almost like putting together your table of contents, because essentially it might end up being that. Number 4, interrogate. I couldn't think of a better word when it came to this particular area, but what I typically will do is put down questions within each one of the bullet points in the outline. And I'm just gonna go ahead and ask myself questions about what's happening here, what's relevant about this particular bullet point, what's relevant about this, and sometimes you'll have to put questions on your questions. And the more that you can kind of put in here, the easier it's going to be for you to fill in the blanks as you start to write. Number 5, double check. Okay, so now you're just gonna kind of go through what essentially is your table of contents. Everything's organized, you got all of your questions put in order, make sure everything looks pretty good, and you've got yourself an outline. Okay, so there's 3 ways to write and produce content. Now, rest assured, if you're like, Dale, I'm not a very good writer, like, okay, hang in there just a second. Number 1, write it yourself. That's simple. Start writing. Get behind the keyboard. If you're one of the people that kind of chicken pecks everything on out, then go for it. Either way, this is your time to shine. Number 2, dictate it. I know a lot of old school authors aren't a big fan of this. They say there's a difference between voice dictation and actual writing. But I have to say that in most instances, if you have a good editor and proofreader, chances are very likely it's all gonna get kind of worked out in the end. So any of those people that say dictation is totally different, I don't care about those people. We're gonna go ahead and focus on you getting your content. So you'll get your outline out, put it in front of you, and start to kind of talk like it's a full story from you. You're gonna answer the questions, you're gonna fill in the blanks. Number 3, hire it out. Okay, let's just say, for instance, you're not a good talker, you're not a good writer, you just honestly don't have the time to do it, then it's time to go ahead and hire out a ghostwriter. And you're in luck because I actually don't have the time to go through and create a new work for you. And since this is how to self-publish a book series, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff together. I've got no time, so I'm going to hire a ghostwriter. First thing you're going to do is browse the Fiverr marketplace at dalelinks.com/Fiverr. You'll select nonfiction. Narrow your search down to the top rated seller, or my preference is a level 2 seller. This essentially means that they've been utilized a lot and they've been on the platform for a bit. You typically will see how many gigs they've done. So the more gigs that you see and the better star rating that you have, the more assurance that you have that you're working with somebody who's great. Nothing against with the level 1 sellers or anybody brand new. I just like to go with any of the freelancers that have been on the platform and are proven. Now select your service and check out. You're going to want to make sure you communicate your needs with your freelancer. So in this instance, I went ahead and I took my outline that I put together and I just uploaded it there. I told her my specific needs and what the project was going to entail. And then from there, she was able to run with it. Now, if you stick around for the whole video series on how to self-publish a book, you can find out exactly what that was. But I'm not going to tell you for another few videos. And then now all you're going to do is wait for an email from Fiverr. They're going to let you know once your project is ready or if your seller is going to communicate with you. Keep an eye on the countdown clock because they will, say, for instance, they'll deliver it in 7 days, or in this instance was 11 days. Then, you're going to want to make sure that it's delivered on time, because if it isn't, you can go through, find out what the issue is, or even cancel your gig if they're late. But I was very fortunate in working with somebody that actually was not just on time, she was extremely early, and so it was very reassuring. Good seller's etiquette usually is they will get a hold of you before they ask for an approval on a gig. I know there's quite a few of the sellers on there. Sometimes they'll send you the finished product and just say, okay, go ahead and approve this. But really good experienced ones will say, here's the finished product, can you review this before I go ahead and ask for your final approval? If you happen to be getting ghostwritten work, and this is regardless of the platform, be it Fiverr or elsewhere, always do a plagiarism check. So what I did was I downloaded the document on the very first draft. I went over onto Grammarly's platform, used their plagiarism checker to make sure it all came out well. Now, plagiarists and scammers out there found a way to work around the system. And so what I do is I'll go ahead and I'll select all. I'll go ahead and hit Control C, and then I'll Control V, which means paste over into a new document, save it as a .txt file. Go ahead and open up that text file, and if you see any weird symbols and things like that, things that are popping up that look really weird, chances are pretty likely you might have a plagiarized document. You may want to get a hold of Fiverr and let them know that you have something sketchy on your hands. But after the first run, I sat down, I read the very first draft, I loved it, got back to her, gave her a couple notes. She went ahead and sent me back a second draft. It looked beautiful. And now we're ready for the next step, which is going to be editing and proofreading. And I'm going to walk you through the entire process, whether you're doing it yourself or you're hiring out. Nonetheless, I will see you in this very next video here really soon. Once it launches, it will be part of the How to Self-Publish a Book series. Till then, I'll see you there.